guys, I'm Christy.
And I'm Garrett.
And we're Big Road Adventure.
We're here bringing you another edition of Full Time Friday, where we talk about just random stuff that's on our mind. And lately what's been on our mind is going skiing, and specifically going skiing for an entire season in Colorado, which is something we've actually dreamed of for years. And then with COVID hitting, it kind of ruined it for this year, obviously. But now we're thinking about it again for next year. So now that we're in the RV, we're really thinking through our process for going full-time in an RV in a ski resort for the winter, and the pros and cons of all that. So today we're going through the 5 things that we think are positives for going skiing while living in an RV. Number 1 on this list is going skiing and not being rushed. I don't know about you, but when I go skiing, we typically go for like, what, 2 or 3 days?
Yeah.
Or maybe a week at best.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not getting any younger, so there's only so much skiing your body can actually handle.
Yeah.
And what I prefer to do is ski a day or two and take a day off and ski and back and forth. But when you go on vacation, it's so expensive that you really want to get as much as you can in, and you feel like you're rushed. You're just running around, you go out there, ski, get super tired, and leave. And that is just terrible, right? When you're rushed to go skiing.
Mm-hmm.
So one advantage of going and staying for an entire season is you're not rushed. You have many months, and you can enjoy it and take some time off and go back and do it and back and forth. And that is probably one of our number 1 reasons why skiing for an entire season, when we talk about that, we're saying all the way from December to when? Like April?
April.
Yeah, like all the way to April when it starts getting melting and spring skiing and then leaving. So that's probably our number 1 reason of why we're thinking about doing this. So number 1 is to not rush and to take your time and to enjoy the mountains and skiing for an entire season instead of just a week vacation. And number 2 is
to be a better skier. I think that because when I grew up, I only skied at Gatlinburg, Tennessee and North Carolina. That was more on the icy side than the powder snow.
Is that real skiing? I don't think that's real skiing.
Yeah. So I plan to take lessons because I want to be a better skier. And he's doing blacks, I'm doing blues and greens as it is now. So I plan to learn how to ski so we can do some blacks together.
Yeah, I'm not a great skier either. I'm a little more advanced.
Oh yeah.
But I always feel by the end of a week of vacation, we're just kind of getting the hang of it. And if we can take lessons and spend a lot more time, by the end of the season, even though like I said, we're not in our 20s any longer, we think by the end of the season, we could be pretty competent at skiing, which I think it would just make it that much more fun.
Me too. Okay.
So number 3 is to explore Colorado much more in depth than if you just went out there for a week. Now you could do that in the summer with your RV, but the winter's a whole different thing, right? When you get out there and you go to and specifically we're thinking about going to Breckenridge.
Yeah.
So Breckenridge, right outside of Breckenridge, is actually an RV resort called Tiger Run.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find other people's videos where they go in an RV, they go stay there a week or a few days, but we're talking about the whole season here. So that gives us the time to go to breweries. Not that we drink, but we'll probably start drinking again if we have to go to breweries.
Oh darn.
Yeah, we've been around this area before, so we've been to Georgetown and Frisco, Keystone, Breckenridge, and we would be able to go see so many more things. And the other thing that makes that easy for us and helps enable us is we have a Jeep Rubicon, and a set of snow chains is really the only thing we're missing to safely get around, even in the threat of snow and weather in the mountains. You know, it's still a more dangerous thing than sitting at the beach like we are here today.
Right.
We're at the Oldsmar Beach, but we have the proper equipment from the standpoint of Jeep to get around and explore Colorado in the winter, which in my opinion is the most beautiful time in Colorado.
It is.
All right, so number 4 is
stay in your own home. Well, that's an RV for us. So instead of renting a hotel or
we live in an RV?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, I didn't know we did.
Instead of getting an Airbnb or a hotel, we will have our own space, our own home, and I like that.
You don't want to live out of a suitcase for a month?
No.
So we thought we would potentially just put the RV in storage for like a month, because there's a lot of places you can get storage, and National Indoor RV especially can kind of handle our coach and keep it plugged in and everything. And we would go do that and then go get an Airbnb or something for a month, which would not be cheap by any means, but we could do that and ski at least for a few weeks instead of just 1 week, but not have the overhead of some of the cons of having an RV in the middle of winter, which is actually our next full-time Friday next week. Which brings us to our last topic, number 5, which is cost. So this is not a cheap thing.
No, it's actually expensive.
It's very expensive, but if you think about it from a broader perspective, skiing in general is very expensive, and your cost per day of skiing, if you go on vacation, is astronomical. You're paying up to $200 a day for lift tickets.
Yeah.
So that plus ski rentals, plus getting to the mountain and leaving and the airplane, we typically were spending at least $2,000 a person for a vacation just to do that. So yeah, just for a week. Yeah. So, or even just a weekend. And we tried to be smart about it and work it into, like if I was on a work trip, we'd come do it on a weekend. But if we took our RV and did it, even though it's overall fairly expensive compared to like boondocking at Quartzsite, but the cost per day is much less. The local pass you get from Breckenridge, I think they call it the there's a word for a ski pass.
Epic pass.
Oh yeah, the Epic local pass. It's like $550 for the whole season. So if you ski, like 50 times, that's $10 a day.
Yeah.
That's, in the big scheme of things, almost nothing. And I think 50 times would probably be reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're skiing December, January, February, March, let's say 4 months, so that's 120 days. We could ski every other day for 4 months, and it'd be $10 a day, and then we'd have to buy our equipment. So other than the actual costs of the RV park, which are admittedly very high and probably will be on our con list next week, it is pretty exciting that we could ski the entire season relatively cheap.
And one thing, they do have a lift at Tiger Run, so it will be easy to get on the lift and go ski.
Yeah? No, they don't have a lift, but they have a shuttle.
Shuttle, I'm sorry.
Yeah, a lift would be amazing because there's no mountain
that would
there.
be a shuttle to the lift.
So the place we're thinking about is a place called Tiger Run. It's about 10-15 minutes outside of Breckenridge.
We'll put the link below.
Yeah, link below, and they will run a shuttle over to Breck, which we don't know if it's good or not, but that sounds great that we could walk our skis over to the clubhouse and get a ride in the morning, go ski all we want, get a ride back, and then chill in the hot tub and hang out. Yeah. So that's our top 5. There's probably other things we missed, but that's kind of the big things on top of our mind if we were to go skiing. Yeah. And it sounds great. It sounds amazing.
I hope we get to do it.
Of course, we love it if we go for a week. The big question is, would we still love it 2-3 months in? True. Because it is very cold. So that'll probably be on our con list also. Yeah. So stay tuned for our con list next week. And thanks for joining us on Full Time Friday.
See you, bye.
And don't forget to click the bell and subscribe, and see you, bye.